Delay between messages. Interesting. Hello, villagers. Today is Friday, and as promised, we are going live for Friday Night Live. And I've been thinking about this all day. The cool thing that I'm looking forward to about going live, and I've done this once before, but essentially this is just a way to capture footage and for me to not have to store it on my phone or on a hard drive or on a laptop. It just goes right to Google or right to YouTube. So basically just a life hack to get a bunch of free storage and free footage, and as long as I don't do anything bad to get myself demonetized, I think I'm good. So the plan today is I'm gonna be hanging out with Destiny at 8 p.m. tonight. So from now, 3:30 to 8 p.m., hopefully, if my phone battery lasts, I will be live streaming the entire time, including the time that it takes me to change out of my work clothes. So it's funny to be talking on this and there's 0 viewers. So it almost feels like I'm talking to myself, but this is all being recorded, which again I think is really cool, because now I just have a bunch of free storage for my footage that I'm taking. So yeah, this is the Village Provides, and change that up so you can't see my genital region. Am I allowed to say genital? Basically, the idea of my YouTube channel right now is literally just for my own self-interest. So regardless of how many views I get or what happens with the channel, literally none of that matters. What matters right now is that I am keeping up my own self-practice of paying attention to the things that I care about, having a reason to come back every single day and focus on music, cinematography. Oh my goodness, there's people commenting. Want to hear a joke? Yeah, let's hear a joke. No joke. Hello, Albert U4Q5G. How's it going, my brother? Oh my God, 25 viewers out of nowhere? What the hell happened? Was it when I took off my shirt? That's crazy. It's literally when I started stripping, the viewer count just jumped up. That was insane. It was at 0. I'm just changing out of my work clothes. Wow, this is fine. This is funny. Belinda Bates D9Y, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. This is hilarious. I wonder if YouTube just like randomly gave me a spurt of attention. I am not naked in my car, but I am all the way down to my skivvies. So I am just changing out of my work clothes right now. I'm gonna go around and do some street photography, see if I can find some cool people to take pictures of. And yeah, we got to stream for 5 hours today. It's a 5-hour stream. So if anybody has any ideas of what I can do around the Portland City area, let me know. You have 12 watching. See, Albert, at one point it was 25. Kieran Dewakin 7210. The type of music I like to play is blues oriented, blues based, structure around blues, but it sounds very alternative, a lot of rock influence, I don't really ever play any cover music as much. Mostly just writing my own music and everything, because that's what I enjoy the most and that's what inspires me. So I don't like that I don't like that I don't like anymore, says Pedro I4G7K. Thank you, Pedro, for 13 watching. Well, it's down to 7 now, so. Mostly metal. Nice. What kind of guitars do you got, Kieran? What artist inspires me? My number one top artist, hot take, John Frusciante, the guitar player for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think he is a beautiful soul. He has some beautiful music. Definitely one of my biggest inspirations. So, not necessarily that I'm trying to be like him, but I do find myself playing like him the most. Very melodic. Rock-based, rock-oriented. So, a couple other inspirations would be... Damn, I don't even think about this that much. Who inspires me? Radiohead, of course. Just their entire band, the group of Radiohead, I feel like are just otherworldly songwriters. And the stuff they do with dissonance and their chord changes and everything is quite inspiring. I discovered them pretty recently, so I don't have a ton of knowledge on the band itself or any of the band members, but I do know that their music really touches me down deep to the core. My favorite album by them right now is A Moon-Shaped Pool, so if anybody wants to listen to that, highly recommend. It's a great album. As well as Hail to the Thief, which I did not like at first, but I actually purchased the album. So I was forced to listen to it a bunch of times, and I think after the 10th listen, all the songs kind of started resonating, and my brain was kind of familiar with how they all went, and I started liking that album a lot. It's got some really good melodies. It's a good mix, actually. The whole album is a great mix of soft songs and rock style music, and their songwriting is just always on point. I don't like that it's already possible. I haven't forgot the... Pedro, you're not making a lot of sense right now. Add as moderator. So, in case anybody doesn't know, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing on here. I have no idea how any of this works. And I'm basically just here to do it, to figure it out. I'm a very hands-on learner, so. Love Radiohead, Spinning Plates. It's a wild song. I've never heard Spinning Plates. Interesting. I'll have to take a look. I can't play it on stream. I already made that mistake last time I tried to stream. I was playing Radiohead music, I think, and the stream got immediately taken down because I was playing copyright music, which again points to the fact that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I got my camera. Love photography. I got a Nikon Z7 II with a Nikkor 24-70 version 2, the S2, the Mark II. This thing is insane. It was $2,700 and it is worth every penny. I've loved it ever since I got it. And I haven't really gotten to use it that much, but this thing is a workhorse. I've never had a nice, high-quality zoom lens, so absolutely love this thing. If anybody's into photography, I recommend it. Nikon is a great brand. I think it's pretty slept on, and a lot of people like to roast Nikon, but I think they're superior to most other brands. X-Ray and I Forgot. It's good that they already left in the morning. Bro, what? Don't remember the party anymore. I didn't go. Who is this Pedro guy? Pedro, what are you saying, dude? I can't tell if you're trolling or... $2,700. Yeah, camera gear is quite expensive. I feel like it's very inflated. But I don't know. That's all you can get, right? If you want the quality, you got to pay the pretty price. So I'm gonna go put this in my trunk so that when I get to Portland, nobody steals it. or tries to break into my car. Ooh, my car almost didn't start. That would have been fun. All right, well, I do have a good friend, Rhythm, and he told me that, well, I guess we're going home. That's unfortunate. Guess you guys are coming home with me. We got 5 hours, so my insulin pump just alerted me that my continuous glucose monitor is expiring in 1 hour. Let me make sure I read that correctly. Okay, well now it's not there anymore. Whatever, I gotta go home regardless because I didn't bring an extra one with me. So my blood sugar is a little bit low, so I got some Starbursts, which I love. You know, they trick you with this favorite reds. It looks like the all pink package because you can get a package of Starburst and it's literally just pink. And this packaging looks exactly the same, so I just grab it off the shelf not thinking about it. And it's all these bullcrap like red colors. I don't like them as much, but beggars can't be choosers, especially when my blood sugar's low, so. Anyway, can I see who's viewing? Let's see, who's in chat right now? Nobody. I can't even look. All right, well, we did have a big spike when I took my shirt off, and I can't just go around. Well, maybe I can. Should I just drive home shirtless? Get as many viewers as possible. So, I've been working on this channel for quite some time now. I've been posting on this channel for probably maybe 4 years now at this point. That's not to say that I've been posting consistently on this channel for 4 years, but I think the first video that I uploaded was about 4 years ago. As of recently, I started actually putting effort, posting every single day, thinking about the content, trying to gain the followers. But here's the thing. There's so many hacks and tricks and tips and secrets to building your account as fast as possible. And none of them, not a single trick or hack that I have seen has any sort of, like, how do I even explain this? I feel like every trick or hack is exactly that. It's in the name. It's just a hack. It's a way to flood the market, to find a starving market. Anything I've seen where people are trying to tell you how to grow your channel as fast as possible feels so soulless and lifeless. What got you into photography? How high have you been before? Well, those people aren't here anymore. I'll still answer the question. The highest that my blood sugar has ever been was around 1200. I was about 15 years old, and I went into DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis, which is basically where your blood sugar is so high that your blood cells cannot absorb the sugar, and it becomes really concentrated. The sugar becomes really concentrated in your bloodstream, and it starts turning your blood into acid, and it can be very, very painful. And before you go into DKA, you do feel a lot of the side effects, which is extreme aches and pains, dizziness, nausea. And so I was really sick at the time. And yeah, I was about 15 years old. And I started getting this pain in my shoulder blade. And it felt like I had been stabbed in the neck with a 4-inch dagger. And it was just this insanely scorching pain. And I couldn't, it was just disorienting completely. I couldn't think or do anything. And so when you're in DKA, the only way to come off of it, or like the only way to remedy it, is you have to be hospitalized. And I didn't realize that they actually have to lower your blood sugar slowly, controlled, because if it lowers too fast, it can have really bad side effects on your potassium levels and other things. All I remember is potassium. But basically, I was in the hospital for 3 days with DKA. They told me that my blood sugar was about 1,200 or 1,300. And yeah, it's never happened since, but that was pretty insane. So to whoever asked how high my blood sugar's been, that was the maximum. Hello, Pedro. I see that you have rejoined. Holiday pizza. Funny guy. What got me into photography? What got me into photography was my mother. She has had a photography business since I was a little kid. And she let me play with her cameras and let me do stuff to help her out. And I think she eventually just gave me one of her old cameras. I was probably 17, 18 years old when she gave it to me. And I just started playing with it and trying to capture art and just, you know, see what type of creations I could manifest onto a screen. And my passions come and go. I have lots of different passions. The biggest ones are obviously music and cinematography and storytelling, script writing, and stuff like that. But I do have side passions and small things, and one that I've recently got really into is photography, mostly as a means to tell my stories. I feel like everything... Okay, thanks for the information. Bro, what is this? Every passion that I have is oriented in some shape or form towards storytelling. Which the funny thing is, like, I feel like I don't have a lot of stories to tell. And maybe I'm not trying to talk about specific stories and more just transcribe emotion, which that's what art is. Art is just a transcription of emotion in whatever medium that you can. I usually argue a lot that driving can be an art form, or walking can be an art form. Anything that you do intentionally to portray emotion or to have an emotional effect on something, I think is arguably art. And so most people recognize music or painting or dancing as art, but I think it goes way, way deeper than that. And I think it's a very more universal idea. Even the way you speak or the way you look at someone can be art. I think it's a very, very beautiful concept, because I feel like it's somewhat indescribable. Like, what is an emotion? And you could talk about the science behind it and the brain chemistry and all the stuff that goes into what makes an emotion, but that still doesn't feel like it captures the depth of what emotion is, because it's so universal, and I feel like it's so agreeable. Everybody knows what sadness is and what excitement is, and those are some baseline emotions, and they do go way deeper than that. But I think that's why art is such a beautiful thing. It's because it doesn't have to illicitly state what it's trying to make you feel, and it can still make you feel exactly the same thing that it makes thousands of other people feel. Resonance with yourself and others. Yeah, exactly. It's just, art is just a form of communication. It's another language, no matter how you do it. So yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. But yeah, my mom was the one that got me into photography, and I've been doing it on and off ever since. And what I think I've been trying to do lately is merge all of my hobbies and interests and talents into like one goal, like orient them towards a structure and the stepping stones for something cohesive. Because in previous times of my life, all of my interests have been kind of solitary, and they're just confined to their own thing. I'll do photography and it's really fun, and then I'll go make music and it's really fun, and then I'll write a story and I'll film a video, and that's fun on its own. But I think what the Village provides is really giving to me right now, and the reason that I'm so actively working towards making it a bigger channel is because it gives me an outlet, something to orient all of my passions towards, and put it into one thing that I can build up my body of work and start to work on actually orienting all of those things towards a common goal. And the end destination, well, I can't say end destination because the end is always moving outwards, but I think the overarching theme and goal of the Village provides is to just escape all of this nonsense, because everybody knows that the economy going downhill. Doing art, I'm kind of too shy to share it with the world. Haha, any tips? Here's the thing, and this might sound really blunt and brutal, but no one really cares. If you share something that you feel in your heart resonates with you and is true and it matters to you, even if you don't nail it right that first time, if it makes you feel something, if it inspires you, then nobody cares if somebody dislikes it. Nobody cares if everybody dislikes it, because it still might stick out to one person. And I think that's, if you're a true artist, if you truly feel it in your heart, you can find it within yourself to try to mean something with your art to at least one person. And whatever your art is that you're doing, I'm not sure if it's painting or music or whatever it is, whatever your artistic medium is, if it takes you outside of all of this nonsense, all of the noise of the world, alive. Okay, it's still going, so I can kind of text. I'm just gonna lose some viewers. That's okay. Yeah, I hope nobody's mad at me. Well, if my sound is back on, I think just to bow tie what I was trying to say is just share it. Just share it with the world. Nobody cares if it's not good enough, because if you don't share it, then you'll never know if it's good enough or not. And sharing it, to me at least, is a way that you can discover what you like and what makes you feel good to. So just don't be shy. Post bad content. Like, it doesn't even matter. If you post something bad, you can always delete it. I mean, don't dox yourself. Don't make yourself look like an idiot. But if you're truly passionate about something and you share that, I don't think there's a lot to lose. So. And that they didn't leave. Sorry, Pedro, I have no idea what you're saying right now. Anyway, I hope that helps. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Aeni. Thanks, man, you have a point. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's like, the world is a big, big place, and there's just too much happening in the world for people to even pay attention to stuff that like you might be shy about. There's big picture things, like crazy things in politics, crazy things with the economy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So what we really need is for people to share their art and their love and their passion, so that we can have something more to focus on, rather than all just this nonsense noise of the world that nobody wants to be paying attention to anyway. So, let's see. So yeah, that's the channel. I'm trying to make it work. Something that I actually have been talk about emotions. What emotions do you want to awaken others? Anything specific? I think a big emotion that I've felt throughout my life is the feeling of not belonging and feeling like alienated. And I think that's actually a really, really common emotion for a lot of people. So I'm not like saying that I'm special in feeling that, but I think that it's something that's truly like affected me on a deep level, is just feeling like I'm the odd man out and really different from the world. I think I portray myself in a light that I don't care about anything, and that I'm just a big jokester. But in reality, I feel very, very seriously and very, very deeply about a lot of things that I try to say to people, but I ruin my chances of anybody ever taking me seriously because I make so many jokes and I always act like nothing matters to me. And I think that's a really big emotion that I try to share, is that life is beautiful and pain is beautiful, and context is key to everything. When we feel pain, we should learn to be in love with that pain, because that pain is what teaches us that we're human, and it's what gives context to everything beautiful that we have ever experienced in our lives. Because beauty, without its polar opposite, would just feel like every day. So basically what I'm saying is beauty does not exist without filth and pain and tragedy. So while things are tragic and we can allow them to be tragic, we also have to understand their context. It's always for deep and shallow waters. Yeah, that's true. That's also that's another thing that I'm very influenced by. I feel like I try to talk the talk and walk the walk and share, so many perspectives about life, and people just don't want to think that deep. People are scared. Honestly, I've been told so many times in my life that like, oh, I don't want to like be in my own head. Like, it's too scary in there. And it's like, I think you should dive deep. I don't know what's going on in anybody else's head, but for me, what I see the most in society is that people are seeking comfort. And within seeking comfort, they are trying to avoid anything bad that could happen. They're trying to avoid anything that might make them work hard or have to strive for something, because they don't like failure. And failure is uncomfortable, but I think that's another thing we should learn to fall in love with. Falling in love with failing is such a great opportunity for us to learn. And once you fall in love with failing, you can fall in love with learning how to get better. And once you're better and you fail at the next level of difficulty of whatever it is that you're trying to do, then you get better. And it's endless progress. Humans have the capacity to move up endlessly and to progress endlessly. And I don't think we tap into that potential as much as we should. I think that we need to start paying more attention to what we are capable of doing. And it's not the big leaps. It's not the massive, game-changing, life-changing, steps that we take. It's the little things. It's paying attention to the small details and committing ourselves to the bigger picture. Because a lot of people will put effort into something. Yeah, it's interesting. People always seek what they lack in themselves. People always seek what they lack in themselves. That's an interesting. I don't know if I know how to decipher what that means. Are you saying like people are seeking to better themselves? I'm not sure. Anyway, this might be on a bit of a delay because I feel like these comments are popping up at weird times. Grass is greener. Hey, Jelly Laser. How come you didn't text me back? I'm waiting. You're my only viewer. Oh, there goes another one. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm driving home right now. Jelly Laser. I am driving home right now because my CGM has expired and I'm going to get a new one. And then after that, I will be back into Portland to do my photo shoot. Oh, frowny face. You know, you can text me if you want to. It'll be easier. Anyway, what was I saying? Drive safe. I will. I am driving safe. I'm using both hands. What was I saying? Grass is always greener. The raindrops are falling on my head. Just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head. Anytime I hear that song, I always think of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. I think it's episode 1. I grew up on that one, and that one was my favorite. I don't like the Andrew Garfield one. I know that's a hot take. I know a lot of people love the one with Andrew Garfield. It's called The Amazing Spider-Man. But that one just felt like, I don't know, that one felt kind of cheesy and like over Hollywoodized. Oh yeah, that's a big thing that I've been focusing on lately is like beautiful storytelling in Hollywood versus like basically money pushing storytelling in Hollywood. And you can definitely tell a difference. You can, to me at least, it is quite easy. Bro, this guy is going 30 miles an hour in a 55. What is Blood doing? I'm gonna pass Blood, and then okay, and then as soon as I speed up, he speeds up too. Anger, that's a big thing. Anger. Why are people so damn angry all the time? And of course I sped up and passed them, and now we're in dead stop traffic. Anger is a huge toxin to the world right now, and I feel like people love being angry and they're proud of anger, and they linger and they attach themselves to hatred. I think hatred presents itself as a very, very powerful emotion, and I will say that hatred is very powerful, and it has the capacity to make us do very, very powerful things. But the way that people are latching on to hatred as a society right now is completely out of control and counterproductive. And I think we allow ourselves to just immediately be angry at any situation. Like, for instance, let's say someone at work or anybody, any of your friends says something says a line, like a pre-scripted line that has been force-fed to us through social media, and they regurgitate this line, and you immediately, your blood like starts to boil and you just turn red, and you just immediately try to punch in whatever response you can come up with and just shout out your preset copy paste answer to argue against whatever this person said. That right there is the end of learning. I was calling to hear what your plan was for the day. All good. Okay, sorry. All right, 3 viewers concurrent. That's pretty good. I will say that I had low expectations for this first live stream, but I've had a lot of comments so far, so I'm not at all dissatisfied with this. And again, what I was saying at the beginning of this stream is the statistical result of live streaming is like, it doesn't really matter to me. I may gain some followers, I may gain some traction or some views or some comments, people ask me questions, but what really matters to me is the practice of orienting my focus towards something that is meaningful to me. And the most meaningful thing in my life right now is this channel and this mission that I'm on. And I'm trying to build a foundation for something scalable, something that I can move up and change and grow and learn from infinitely. And I think, to me, it's such a beautiful process to learn and to grow and to not take shortcuts and to not use backdoors and do all this bullcrap nonsense that doesn't even matter, because what really matters is that I'm being authentic, I'm being genuine, and I'm trying to build a platform where I can be myself, where I can share the beauty of this world. That's the thing. This world is so beautiful. It's imperfect throughout. There's so many imperfections, and that's what makes it so perfect. No problem. Sorry, I couldn't make it happen. It's all good, Jacob. It's all good. So another thing that I've been focusing on lately is music. I have some friends that play different instruments. I mainly play guitar. I also sing, play drums, bass guitar. Basically, whatever instruments I need to play to make the songs that I feel in my heart, I have learned to play so that I can go make those songs. But big focus for me is guitar. I'm the most fluent in guitar. I absolutely love playing it. But I have the tendency to get disconnected from my guitar as the seasons change and whatnot. But lately I've been trying to get back together with some friends. I got a buddy who plays drums, and he is a phenomenal drummer. He does so good. He's got the licks, he's got the jazz, he's got the swing, the hand speed. Dude, this Cuddy rips. And I love playing with him, and he's just got this like grooviness to him where he just starts playing and we don't stop playing. You just keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. And I've never really played with a drummer like that before, who just has it, he's just got the rhythm in his soul. Which is funny because I feel like my very close friend Rhythm would have that same exact funk to him, but I have never heard him play the drums. And I ask him, and he's got stuff going on in his life. He's got, things that he focuses on, but that's his name. His name is Rhythm. And I know that he's got the soul. I know he's got the funk, and I would love to play drums with him. I just haven't got the opportunity to do so yet. But when I do, I will definitely try to share it with you guys, because that's what this is. This channel is literally just sharing the beauty of this world. And I know I'm going on so many different tangents right now, but damn, this world is a beautiful place. And one of the most beautiful things is like traffic. It's the mundane things, the things that you hate, the things that like you just like roll your eyes and it's like, oh, I gotta go to work today. Oh, I gotta wake up early. I gotta sit in traffic. that shit, that's what makes life so cool. Because if everything was easy, if everything was serene and just like you just go about your day and you just have comfort all the time, then I feel like we would just turn into like lifeless blobs of nothingness, and nothing there would passion exists where it can't be fully reached, or passion is manifested in a place where it can't be fully grasped. And what that means is we are passionate about getting something, doing something that we haven't done yet. And for like guitar, take guitar for example. I am passionate, or I love playing guitar. It makes me feel good. It gives me purpose. It clears my mind. It helps me go to bed when I need to, go to sleep if I'm overthinking. Guitar is a beautiful thing to me. The passion that I have to continue to play guitar, to get better at guitar, to share my music with the world, the passion that intertwines itself into that medium of art is wanting to do better, wanting to be more fluent on my licks, wanting to share with more people, wanting to inspire more people. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything in this world that makes me feel more emotional than when I play music for someone and I see that music make them emotional. If I'm playing guitar and I see someone like close their eyes and lean in, I will cry every single time. Or if I record a song and I put a lot of work into it and it means so much to me, and I put it on the car and somebody listens to it and they're just like, they're blown away. Oh God, that is literally the best feeling in the world. So that's where the passion comes from. It comes from wanting to be better and share that with more people and make the world feel this thing that I'm trying to share. Anyway, I am almost halfway home. Traffic is not great. You know what's funny to me? People that get mad about traffic. And the funny thing about that is, up until about a year ago, I was mega road rage. I was probably one of the most angry people on the road. I like to drive fast. I like to get ahead. I like to get where I'm going. I don't like traffic. And I was so prone to anger when other drivers did not conform to my rules and when they didn't conform to what I expected them to do. And I think I don't think it was like ever one thing that happened that kind of made me start to think about it. But more and more I just started to realize that it doesn't matter. Like, why am I allowing myself to be this angry? I'm going through a tunnel right now. I just went through a tunnel. I'm not sure if I lost connection there, but I'm gonna say that all again. I don't think that it's there's no benefit. There's literally no benefit to anger. I mean, some people might argue that anger is fuel for like physical feats of strength. And yes, I do agree. I think anger can make you physically strong. It can motivate you to do a lot of things. But like I was saying before, 99, 98, maybe 95% of the time, anger makes us stop thinking. It takes away all of our problem-solving skills. We stop listening. We stop making good judgments. And we stop doing anything productive because we allow anger to control our actions for us. And I don't think that's good. So I think within that realization, I started to realize that I need to stop being so damn angry with traffic. And if somebody cuts me off, or if somebody honks at me, shines their brights at me, it doesn't matter. Because 2 seconds later, I'm going to be back doing the same thing I was doing. I'm just going to be driving. And so me being angry is just a toxin on myself. It just makes me feel worse. And so I think it's not always like a yes or no decision on whether or not you can just decide to be angry or not be angry. But I will argue that there is a level of mindfulness that you can try to incorporate into your thinking, especially when you feel angry, that will allow you to no longer feel angry. I also just realized I am out of gas, so that'll be part of our journey, is stopping to get some gasoline. Yes. I didn't know you were still watching. See, there is something weird going on, because right now it says that I have 0 viewers, and I just got a comment. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go to Costco, get some gas. I guess I'll take you guys to my house, and you'll get to see me change my my site. I think this is also a good practice for me, because I don't really get to share my thoughts a lot, and I know that nobody's listening, but I don't really get to think out loud very often, and this is a great excuse. I actually might start live streaming more often. I think this is a great excuse for me to share my thoughts, because in your head, I feel like when thoughts are happening in your head, they go so fast, and there's so many shortcuts, and like all the brain waves just like kind of know where to go, and so your thoughts just go millions and millions and millions of miles per hour, and I don't think they have as much weight when they're thoughts. When you say something out loud, you're putting it into the world. You're literally like you're physically altering the environment around you, and it has effect. Even if nobody's listening, the vibrations of your voice do have an effect on your environment. And if you're intentional with what you're saying, I think it's a very, very good, beneficial practice for thinking and for organizing your thoughts. And I have this ramble on. It's great. I have this kind of brain model that I reference quite often, and it's the filing cabinet model, and it goes along the lines of all of your thoughts, all of your everything, all your memories, all your thoughts, everything you think of, every emotion that you have. Imagine it as a filing cabinet, and in this filing cabinet you have whatever files you have, and there's 2 ways to alter this filing cabinet. One is you can speak or think about the thoughts that are in the filing cabinet, and this in the model I would refer to as organizing the files. So when you are talking out loud or thinking, you're not gaining any new information. You are not taking in any outside knowledge, but you are organizing your files, and you may learn new thoughts that you haven't thought of before, but it's still just context of what you have already known. So you might have those, oh yeah, that makes sense, or aha moments, or things might click, but it's not to say that you've got any new information. All it is you have reorganized your files, you put them in new places, you've compared them side to side, give them new context, and now you have learned something new. The other way to alter this filing cabinet is to listen, or to watch, or to stop talking, stop organizing your files, and just pay attention and allow more files to come in. And these drawers are like, miles long. They're infinite. They can store unlimited amounts of data. And so, yeah, the second one is listen, pay attention to the world, observe, and there's a kind of a practice that I like to do, which is where I'm observing the world and I'm not thinking about my filing cabinet whatsoever. I'm not trying to think about thoughts. I'm not trying to compare it. I'm not trying to do anything. I just observe the world. And there's a skill that you can develop to where you turn off all bias. You turn off your comparison meters, and you just see things. You're just watching it happen in front of you. And that is the most raw, authentic way to add files into your filing cabinet. And then of course, at that time, if you don't organize those files, if you don't try to talk about them, share them, think about them, and give them context into your own life, that's where there's an issue. So I think there's a lot of disconnect between a lot of people. There's some people that just want to share, and they're always talking, they're always saying things, and they haven't really taken the time to understand what these files mean. They get a new file, and then they immediately read it back to the world. They immediately say, okay, actually I saw this thing on the internet, this is what it said, this is true, this is how everything is. And they're not contextualizing that information with everything else in their filing cabinet. And then at a certain point, their filing cabinet becomes completely full of those unorganized files. And these people are redundancies of themselves. They can't make their own opinions. They can't make their own arguments because nothing has weight to their own perspective. They don't have perspective. They're just regurgitating whatever files that they've gotten because they latch onto them and they say, okay, this is my identity. This unaltered, unorganized, raw file that I've gotten into my filing cabinet, that is the new truth. That's the meta. That is the true perspective that I need to hold on to. And then on the other hand, there's people that only organize. They sit there and they talk forever and they organize and they think and they structure and everything makes sense, and they are crystallized in that specific ideology. They don't take in any new files because it doesn't agree with the files that they have already organized perfectly, and everything is so tight and neat and functioning and perfect. And then something disagrees with what their files already state. No, not good information. Turn it off, shut it away, push it out. And they never learn anything. That was like the whole idea when I started like working on this model of the filing cabinet, is that there are people that are so crystallized, and I love using that word now because Rhythm, kind of gave me the context of the word crystallized. It's people who are closed-minded, essentially. To put it quickly, it's people that are closed-minded. It's a lot deeper than that, and the way he describes it is very beautiful. But people are completely crystallized. These are the people that, as soon as any information hits their filing drawers, it just gets discarded. And they may think that they're smart, and they may sound smart, and they may be very, very convincing anytime you have an argument with them, because they are so well versed in what they know. And then there's the third type of person, and this is very, very rare. I think, personally, I've not met a lot of people. Because honestly, the rarity of it is not that they don't have the capacity, but they just don't care. A lot of the time, people are just like, it's whatever, But the third type of person, the rare person, is the person that is open to all files, all sources of information, and will accept everything in that they can. They are actively seeking, they're actively observing the world and trying to get as much information into their filing drawers as possible, but also comparing it to their files, organizing it, challenging the information, giving it context to who they are as a person. And so they are smart they're well versed, they know their information, yet they're not crystallized. They don't shut out new information. These are the people that are going to progress. These are the people that make big changes in the world and that learn infinitely. It's all just a practice of being open-minded, being willing to just be wrong sometimes. Let's see. I think this is created like through concept of growing up, or is it bred, or is it just how each individual system is created? If you're referring to the people who are crystallized, then I would say it is created through floods of false information, being told what to do, being made fun of, feeling alienated, feeling isolated. The people who are crystallized, it's like a defense mechanism, to what I can understand. It's a way for them to feel powerful. It's a way for them to feel like they have control of themselves, of their world, of their situation, by forcing others to see, their opinions. And if you're asking about the people who are open-minded and able to accept new files into their filing cabinet, and also able to learn and able to organize them properly in ways that make good contextual sense to what their life is. How does that come to be? I would say it's just mindful practice, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of how your brain works. And honestly, I think it's a big thing is caring, like having a good why. Like, why do you want to be better? Why do you want to grow? And vulnerability, you have to allow yourself to be wrong. You have to allow yourself to make mistakes, to mess up, and to look like an idiot, because people who are jaded and people who are crystallized, those are the people who are shielding themselves. Those are the people who want to be right all the time and will not accept being wrong. And then the people who are willing to accept being wrong, I think, are the most intelligent, the most capable of learning, and also maybe a metacognition, like able to observe yourself. Oh yeah, definitely. Self-observation, and yeah, you are your own biggest critic, for one, and that's the biggest thing that we have to realize, is that I can only see through my two eyes. I can never, ever, no matter how hard I try, fully grasp the context of what somebody else is seeing. So we should always be challenging ourselves. We should always be considering where we can be better, where we might be wrong. I think that's the biggest thing that people try to neglect, is they say, oh, I'm me, I'm right, and this is the only thing that matters is me. Well, everybody else, all 8 billion people, also have that individuality. Yeah, you're right. It's the observing yourself in a way that I should not go here. Yeah, self-observation is a huge tool to be smarter, to be more mindful, to learn, and to connect with people. I think when we observe ourselves and we place our own thoughts into context with things that we are observing in other people, it helps us connect with so many more people. And a lot of the time, people fall victim to the idea that we have to stick with like-minded individuals. I find it most beneficial to talk to somebody who you disagree with, because I don't believe in right or wrong in an objective sense. I believe that there is right and wrong for an individual, but in an objective sense, everybody has their own perspective. And to neglect that reality is a limitation on what we are able to achieve and the amount of people that we are able to connect with and learn from. So yeah, I don't think it's responsible or beneficial at all to like disallow conversations or connection with people that disagree with us or people that challenge us. I mean, even the worst people, even the scum of the earth, even people who commit violent crimes or are really bad people, like, I don't think that we should argue for them, like, being good. Like, I don't think they're good people. They're bad people. But that's just my reality. They might not think that they're bad. They may have excuses for whatever they do. And I think that's valid for them to think that, because you have your own excuses for why you've done things that other people might think are bad. So don't invalidate somebody else's reason for feeling that they are okay, or just their opinions. Like, I try not to invalidate any opinion or any ideology that anybody else has, because, again, I can only see through my two eyes. I cannot ever 100% fully understand what somebody else is experiencing or going through. So yeah, that's just the mindful practice that I'm trying to share on this channel. A big part of this channel is just trying to help the world feel a little bit more peace, a little bit more beauty. Peace is such a beautiful thing, because peace can exist in tragedy, and peace can exist in all forms and all senses of what you may experience within your life. Peace is fleetingly sought after. I don't think people are looking for peace. They're looking for monetary happiness, monetary gain, and it's all so short term. It's like, what is my next biggest hit of dopamine? What do you think makes the world so hateful? I think hate stems from a lot of places. A big one is fear. I think that we fear that we are able to be easily controlled, which I would argue that we are, maybe because we are so hateful. But hate is a redundancy. Hate manifests itself within itself. And I think we have all just seen so much of it. There's a lot of corruption that's going on in the world, and a lot of powers that are trying to force us into certain avenues. I think there's a lot of for one, I just think that, and this is going to sound funny, I think we need to get off of social media. Like, I'm on social media right now streaming, and I really appreciate all the comments and viewers, but it's like, damn, dude, sometimes I'll go on my phone and I'll go to check a text message, I'll go to check what my, I'll just check something small, and then 3 hours later I'm like blinking and my eyes are all dry, and I'm like, oh shit, I just scrolled on Instagram for 3 hours straight. And that's the level of control that this whole system has over us. And a big part of that control that they have over us is they are controlling our emotions by feeding us stuff that doesn't matter in very, very scientifically manipulated ways that make us feel hateful. They show us things. They tell us what to think, what to disagree with, and then they show us things that affirm that hatred that they have just told us to feel. And I know it sounds cliche. You said, what makes the world so hateful? And I said, oh, it's social media. But I really think that's a big part of it. I'm only 25 years old, so I don't know what it was like to live in the 80s. But from all the movies and from everything that I can see within the 80s, there was bullies and there was, like conflict and everything like that. But for the most part, it was just like life was simple. Everybody was just kind of doing their thing. And, it was just such a simple time from what it felt like. Or even like 200 years ago, back before any technology, like, I got some respect for the Amish because I feel like they're right in the medium, like the perfect meta of like no technology to really enjoy life. And I just feel like everything in this world has become so accessible that we're getting lazier and yeah, I think hate is just something that we've been fed our whole lives. So to try to answer that question simply, I think the world is so hateful because hate is easy to control, and the higher powers are trying to control us. So my mindful practice is to just decide not to, and just literally put the mental energy into not being angry, because it doesn't solve anything. It does not get you anywhere. Anger does not solve your problems. It does not make you, it makes you indecisive, or it makes you decisive but not very thoughtful. And it's a mindful practice. It's literally a muscle that you have to work out every single day. And I've challenged myself with like, okay, let me or challenged the universe or God or whatever it is that's controlling what happens in front of us. Maybe it's just random chance. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. But I challenged the universe to give me more opportunities to feel angry, because what that does is every time I have something happen in my life that immediately, instinctually makes me want to be angry, react with anger, it gives me the opportunity to choose not to be angry. And so it's like, it's kind of a funny thought. Like we need to be angry to learn how to not be angry, but that's kind of what it is. It's like, if nothing ever presents itself to us that has the power to make us angry, then we don't really have the opportunity to learn how to not be angry. And some people just aren't angry. Nothing really gets to them. But I think that people who are passionate and people that are mindful and people that are very, very emotional like myself are very prone to anger. And the reason that I talk about anger so much on this platform is because it's something that has affected me my whole life so deeply. But it's a beautiful thing. It's the context of life. I absolutely love context because it gives us meaning. So, the anger that I've felt throughout my whole life, I appreciate because I'm a very deeply emotional person. And now the things that anger gives to me is the ability to not feel angry. It's the ability to still feel emotional, the ability to feel things deeply, emotionally, and raw, but not be controlled by anger. So that's been a big practice for me lately. It's just basically challenging the universe to be like, hey, throw it at me, give me what you can, try to make me angry, try to make me crash out. And I've slipped a few times, and I've lost my grip, but that's okay because my my intention, my mindful practice is to learn how to control this anger, to learn how to get better. I think it has a way of the reason morphing with the time. Oh, what's this one? Yeah, or making people feel psychologically makes people be fine with being controlled. Like, there are studies that people are willing to obey and follow more. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sorry I didn't see that comment earlier, but yeah, fear is such a powerful tool, because honestly, it can make you do anything. If you're scared enough of an outcome, you'll there was a video, and it was a psychological experiment. I think the guy's name is Darren Brown. Darren Brown, he's a magician, and he did a psychological experiment where he found, he did a focus group, and he found some people that are prone to influence, and then he brought them into a big event, and he hired them, like under the radar. He's just like, oh, like, like, these are the people that I'm selecting, but I'm not telling them what I'm selecting them for. And then he hired them to be caterers on a big auction event. And he started manipulating their decision making, and manipulating their moral judgment. And it started with he had 2 platters of meat, and someone from the restaurant staff came in. Everybody's an actor, by the way. Everybody's in on it, every single person, except for the subject of the experiment. So he had everybody come in, and the restaurant staff came in, and he had 2 platters of meat, and he said, hey, we don't have any vegan options. It was like there was supposed to be vegan meat and like an actual meat option. And so what he did was he told the subject of the experiment to just put the meat flags in it. Like, there was 2 flags. There was a like, because you have like the little stabbers that go into the items. So one of them was, it had a flag that said vegetarian, and one of them had a flag that said meat. And fully knowing that both of the trays were meat, he made this like small moral dilemma within them to be like, oh, it's fine, they won't know, just put the flags on there that say that it's vegetarian. And they were like, they kind of gave a little pushback, and they didn't really know if they should do it. And he's like, it's fine. And so from that very first moment that he manipulated that one tiny little decision, he started moving up and making bigger manipulations, and changing, and making them, one second. I'm two-handing that, or I'm trying to one-hand this gas pump right now. It's kind of hard. All right. Oh, no, not premium. Damn it. Uh-oh. I hope that... LOL. I literally just put a little bit of premium in. I hope that doesn't kill my car. Uh-oh. Literally 0.013 gallons of premium that I just put into my car. It's because I'm not paying attention. No, okay, cancel. New transaction. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna try to, okay, yes, this is good. Payment method, not gonna put premium in my car again. Security chip. Remove. Regular. There we go. Anyway, I hope my car doesn't explode. Okay, so what was I saying? So yeah, he started manipulating these people's decisions. And basically started working up to a point where the auctioneer, the guy, like the main guy who was doing the event, was like sick or something. Like he wasn't feeling good, and so they like ran into him on the stairwell, and he like passed out. Oh man, I can't remember the experiment too well, but you guys should definitely go look it up. It's called it's like Darren Brown. It's called The Big Push. Anyway, he gets to the end, and he basically has manipulated these people to thinking that they're gonna go to jail, and that they're getting framed for murder, and that their whole life is about to end, because this guy has like an audio recorder of them doing like a bunch of bad things. And within the episode, like they already pre-established that the guy is like pretty commonly goes up onto the roof to smoke his cigarettes, and he sits on the edge. And so they've done all these like psychological tactics of manipulation and everything, and he's sitting on the edge, and he convinces real people. Yes, I meant. I watched it. Oh, you saw that? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's such a great experiment. But yeah, anyway, for everybody else, there's real people that he convinces to literally murder a man. They push him off the edge of a roof to his death with the intent of killing him, so that they can basically escape their fate of going to jail forever and their lives being over. So with just that little bit of fear and manipulation tactic, like, this is a social experiment that a magician did on some random people, and he was able to convince real normal people to commit murder. And they do it. They literally, like, it's set up. The guy's like sitting on the edge. They don't know that he's wearing a harness. They don't know that there's a net at the bottom, and they legitimately go out and they murder him. He obviously doesn't die. It's an experiment, but they don't know that. They think that he's going to die. And it's just such a crazy thing, like how easily we can be manipulated. Okay, here's a dilemma that I have. All of them. I think one of the subjects, I think he did like five different subjects, and I think one of them was like, nah, I can't do it. Yeah, or maybe one or two of them didn't actually do it. But it's such a cool experiment. He also did another one about robbing a bank, and he started with like doing this like it was like a group exercise where they all had to like go steal a tiny little candy bar from a grocery store or something, and it's like exhilarating and it's like really fun, and they played cool music like to like get them amped up. And eventually he did the same type of like psychological manipulations. He got them to rob a bank. They had a fake gun, and they knew it was fake, but it looked real. And pretty much every one of the subjects ended up like using their fake gun. They pulled it out on the guy carrying the money. It wasn't a bank, it was a cash truck delivery guy. So he was walking down the road, he had big suitcases full of cash. And I think almost every one of the subjects pulled out that fake gun and used it to try to rob the cash delivery guy. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting topic. Manipulation, psychological, just forcing us to think. And that's what social media is. That's what it's doing every day. And it doesn't even try to hide it. Maybe it does, but I think it's painfully obvious that social media wants us to think certain thoughts and to commit ourselves to certain beliefs. Foot law. Oh, sorry. He uses the foot in the door method. Yes, yeah. You get one, yeah. I don't even know how to, to summarize that. you're committed just a little. It's like the foot in the door method is like also kind of like a snowball effect. You get one foot in the door, and then now that you're part of it, I guess it depends on which experiment you're relating it to. Like if it's the one about the big push, the foot in the door method, yeah, like they kind of have one foot in the door, they're already committed to it, but then it kind of snowballs into something worse, and then they feel fearful. The second experiment that I was talking about, the robbing a bank, is like, oh yeah, I've already done a little bit, and it's the same thing. It's like it's a gateway drug. Like, you know, people when we were in health class in 10th grade, they said don't smoke marijuana because for you to take, but it's a gateway into the other drugs. It's the same in the door mentality of like, oh, we stole candy from the grocery store. What, you know, like it's not that much different for us to do a little bit more and a little bit more. And so yeah, I completely agree. I was gonna go inside Costco and take a leak, but I got distracted talking. So now I have to pee really bad. And now I have about a 15-minute drive. I could pull over on the side of the road and pee. But what kind of message is that sending? No, I'm just joking. Honestly, I think we need to allow ourselves to be more free. I think we conform to a lot of structure. And like trying to be like, oh, I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I got to be politically correct. And while I definitely agree that you should be mindful of the consequences of certain actions and doing certain things, I don't think that we should be ultimately structured to a fault. If you are structured with every action that you do to a fault, what's the fun in that? Like, you know, live your life, take chances. You can lock in certain morals. You can believe in things that really matter to you, and you can fight for those things. But I think it's all too common that people are just too scared to live life, to take chances. And it's like, I don't know. I've met some people where it's like, yeah, I gotta take a leak. I'll go like pull over and hide somewhere in the bushes and do my business. And I've met people that it's just like, that is outside their scope of reality. They cannot possibly comprehend the idea that they would ever pee in public. It's like, I don't know. It's just me. Life's just life. Nothing really matters. It's not that deep. Just enjoy your life. Do whatever you gotta do. And that's kind of how I see everything. It's like people are so like not even crystallized, but it's just like they're so scared of everything, and they overreact, and they're so like deeply altered by everything that happens in their life. It's just like, I don't know, it's not that deep. Nothing's really that deep. Just enjoy your life. So that being said, I probably will pull over and take a leak. Thanks, man. Love this talk. Gotta go. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here for so long. This has been over an hour-long live stream. I appreciate all the wisdom that you've added to this conversation. I hope you join next time. And yeah, thank you very much. All right, what is this little it's like a little Chinese symbol. I don't know Chinese writing or whatever. It might be some other type of Asian. What's the other word? Oriental. I think that's like some Oriental. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I know I should probably, but maybe not. It's like there's so many shouldn'ts of life. Like, it's a praying emoji. Oh, wait, what? No. I'm talking about the Chinese symbol. Is it a praying emoji? I don't see it. I am gonna pull over and go pee. Because I got to yippee. Yippee, my pants. Just kidding, it'll be on the side of the road. This is such a beautiful view. Look at that. Probably can't see it too well with that blinding sun, but yeah, life is cool. I'm actually really, really happy. Because like I said, nothing matters. It's not that deep. The world is not come crumbling down if I don't do my absolute best performance on a live stream. Even if I got 0 viewers, I still have over an hour and a half of footage that I can just have now, and it doesn't take any space on any of my devices. It doesn't cost me anything. Literally, if nothing else, I just have free footage now, which is cool. And I've done a lot of talking, a lot of soul searching, and I love it when people ask me these questions because it helps me contextualize my thinking more. Anyway, check out this nice back road right next to the freeway. I learned recently that these are called frontage roads when it's right next to a freeway. As you can see, we got Mac here. He's got his bling bling on. He's such a good boy. He's been on lots of journeys with me ever since I have put him in my car. Doing good. I know you guys were really interested in his relationship status. He's been going on some dates. He started talking to one girl for a while, and she was a little crazy, but she was very, very nice. She was sweet, and he liked spending time with her. But she had just ended up being a little bit too unhinged. She was kind of crazy, and she was wanting to do some weird things that he didn't really want to get into. And so he did end up leaving her, which I think is really mature of him. He kind of just stepped away, and it was hard for him, but he still got his bling on. He still kind of find the ladies. He's gone on a few dates for a little bit, and he's just a good guy. You know, he's loving life. He's living large. He likes to go on lots of different adventures. I'm not sure that I live around, but I think the 9:15. Oh, what? I feel like it's still going. I just hella burped. Choo choo, bitch. We're about to hit minute 100. What should I do? Should I do something special for minute 100? All right. Set my phone up here. We'll do a little goosey. Rock out. Oh, I see. You want me to play guitar? Well, I was intending on still going out to Portland. But if the fans want some music, maybe I gotta do some music. I just gotta pull out my booty cheek really quick and throw on a new sensor. Only for minute 100, for the whole minute. Well, I only have 30 seconds left. Oh, it's in a weird tuning. was not all of Minute 100. That was part of Minute 100. If I would have had a guitar that was in better tune, which is my fault anyways. Snailed it. Thank you. Just ripped this off my booty cheek. Now, I gotta put a new one on. Instructions, definitely need those. Box, definitely need that. Cap, don't need that. And doctors say, and the FDA says to not use it on your butt cheek, but it's literally the only place that my body wants it to be, because on the arm, it does not feel good, gets in the way. I just don't have a lot of fat on the back of my arms. I think my butt cheek is literally the only place on my entire body that I have any fat. Like, well, of course I have fat on my body, but it's the only place where I have a reasonable amount of fat to where it isn't painful to have a needle sticking in it 24/7. So I've been using just my butt cheek against what the guidelines of the FDA say for probably the past 10 years. I've got to connect. Once I connect, then we're going to be out of here. Honestly, I would love to lay down right now. I think I might do that for like a minute and then leave. Stop old sensor, yes. Start new sensor, pairing code. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I don't think that anybody would actually be able to connect to this, but just in case the bops are watching, we don't want anybody to connect. All right. 30-minute warm-up session. As you can see, my blood was not very stable. It was going up before this, so maybe I'll just, honestly, it sounds so nice to lay down right now. Maybe I'll just lay down and play guitar. How's that sound? How's that sound, bops? Lay down for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, play some guitar, and then we'll go out to Portland and take some pictures. Oh, taking off those boots. Get my belt on too. I love this belt. It's leather. It smells so good. It's a good belt. And I didn't realize something. I think the whole reason for belt buckles is because it doesn't, because when you have like a normal like belt buckle that has like the loop, and you like pull it tight, I think that like creases your belt and it ruins the leather and it makes it not look good. But with these like cowboy style belt buckles, I think like a good function, or maybe the reason that they were created in the first place, is because it just latches on and it doesn't crease anywhere and it doesn't ruin your belt. So I think that's a good pro to having a nice cowboy looking style belt. All right, where do I set, where's when I set this up? Maybe right here. No, because then let's see how long I can extend this out. Oh, it's not that tall. Sitting here. Oh, almost dropped it. We don't want this to end. Been live streaming for too long for it to end now. Let's play some guitar. Ooh. So nice. I love laying in bed. I don't even know what type of tuning this is. I think I just threw it into some random tuning that starts with a D. It might be a D major. If I'm being fully honest, there is no part of me that wants to get back in the car and start driving again, because that was honestly really long and dreadful. But I did want to go to Portland, so here we go. I don't think I walked in with anything. I was literally empty-handed, besides my phone, obviously, that I'm using to live stream. I gotta keep the phone close so that you guys can't steal my location. Thankfully, my camera did not get stolen. That was just sitting on the front seat here. That would have made me very sad. Oh. This is the cord that I use to charge my phone, by the way. It's literally like so broken, but still charges, so it works. It works. Right, but I do. Oh shit! This thing is. The first day I bought it, I dropped it, cracked the screen. Anyway, you can see kind of where I cracked. This is my iPod Nano or Mini, and I put all my music on here because I feel like we are very disconnected with the beauty and art of music because we just listen to whatever's easy and available. And if we don't like a song that we hear, we skip it and we never listen again. So I bought an iPod and I don't have any music whatsoever. All my music comes from the iPod. And so I have to buy my music. And so I have an intimate connection with my music. And if I don't like it, that sucks. I already bought it. And it forces me to listen to it enough times that I become familiar with how it sounds. And more often than not, I start to actually like the music a lot. And so that's a mindful practice that I've been doing for a while now, is to just actually have a real relationship with listening to music again. Because I feel like I was just so like disconnected from it. And I was basically just listening to it to zone out and pass time. And I think music is very beautiful and it deserves more respect than just listening to it to zone out and pass time. People put a lot of attention and energy and effort, especially my favorite creators. I feel like they definitely deserve my full attention. And so that's why I purchase music now. 2 hours, 2 full hours on live stream. Congratulations to me. And I appreciate all the viewers so far and all the comments. And now we have 2 hours of footage that just gets free storage on YouTube software. You know what I don't understand? How much storage do YouTube like data centers hold? Because this video alone, even if it's like HD resolution at 24 frames per second, 2 hours of footage has got to be like, at least, at minimum, it's got to be like 50 gigs. Maybe it's 100 gigs. And for YouTube to just to tank 100 gigs for what I'm doing, like I'm not even doing anything that exciting. YouTube is just tanking 100 gigs just because I hit the button to record. Like, there's no way their storage, I just can't fathom how much storage their facilities have, like data storage. Like, it's got to be millions and millions of terabytes. I don't know all the terms, but I know there's a yottabyte. I think it goes up by hundreds or tens. By tens. No, there's 1,000 I think it's by thousands. So 1,000 gigs is a terabyte, and then 1,000 terabytes is the next one up. But yeah, how much storage? That's the question of the day. How much storage do YouTube servers need to have at any given time available? Because I gotta have free storage because everything I'm streaming. Oh, you know what? Let's go straight. We're gonna take the back roads all the way to Portland. But yeah, the video that I'm streaming right now, that's gonna take up a ton of storage, and there's probably people all over the world that are streaming constantly and uploading, especially like videos that are 4K, 6K, 8K, 60 frames per second. The moon is a data center. That's, oh, it's Shay. I don't know who Shay is. Ciroc. But yeah, moon is a data center. I'm live streaming. It's been 2 hours, as you can see. But yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Can you fathom the amount of storage for nonsense? You just did that. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's okay. I think you're the only viewer right now. And if anybody goes back and looks at this VOD, then, I mean, they already know. It's okay. I'm going to P-Town, Penis Town, Portland Town to do pictures. Yeah, I gotta do witnessed. No! It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Yeah. I gotta stream up until 8 p.m. or until whenever I can see Destiny, because I'm going to hang out with Destiny today. So whenever, I think I'll end the stream. Oh, I'm on break. You showed up on my feed. I think the storage methods used can change. Yeah, I don't know about the storage. I can't even fathom it. I'm sure ChatGPT could tell me a really good answer, but also, what is life if we do not spend time considering things and actually being curious? Because curiosity ends as soon as we have the answer, and it's fun to be curious. So why do we always have to go find the answer immediately? And it's such an empty answer too. If we talk about it and think about it and conceptualize, then that's a real answer that we can try to ourselves. But as soon as we type it in to the algorithm, or to ChatGPT or look it up, then it's just meaningless to us. So I am not going to look up how YouTube stores all of its data, because it's more fun to just think about it. Anyway, I think we're gonna live stream today until the moment that I see Destiny. As soon as I see Destiny, or as soon as the live stream sees Destiny, she will show up on this VOD for 0.5 seconds. If I even know how to end it, because I feel like it might load for a second. I don't know. And I'm driving on the back roads right now, going to P-Town. Hopefully I can find some cool pictures, or some cool people to take pictures of. Okay, so here's a thought I had yesterday. No one will ever be impressed. I thought that guy was about to go. Well, I'm not gonna say one. It's not impressive for you to put somebody down about something that they're interested in. even if it's for, okay, I'll just give you an example. If you're trying to make someone think that you're really good at something, or you're really skilled or knowledgeable at something, and so you put down what knowledge that they have and you belittle them to show that you're better in that circumstance, that's never going to impress them. That's never going to make them want to have a conversation with you. That's just going to make them be annoyed. That's going to make them put down, disinterested in a conversation, and you're going to belittle them. So, for an example, I thought about this yesterday. This is like the example that I could come up with. Let's say you're really into motorcycles, right? You just like to ride motorcycles, and you have one, and it's all that. And you notice somebody that has a motorcycle helmet, like walking through the grocery store, and you're like, oh, no way, like, what's up? What's your name? I noticed you had a motorcycle helmet. What kind of bike do you ride? And this person goes, oh, I ride a Ninja 400 or a Ninja 450. I don't know which one they have, but I ride a Ninja 400. If your response is, oh, nice, that's so cute, like, such a little bike, I bet you can't even do wheelies on there. If you say anything regarding or anything along the lines of like making fun that their bike isn't good enough for your standards, they're immediately going to be turned off from the conversation. Instead, if you were to say, and you don't have to lie, you don't have to tell them that you're impressed with, their bike, or tell them that it's good enough. You don't have to say anything along those lines. If you instead say, oh, Kawasaki, oh, that's awesome, they make great motors. Sports bikes are so fun to ride. How long have you been riding? Right then and there, instead of their typical response that they get of someone making fun of them that their bike isn't good enough to fit their standards, they're immediately going to feel welcomed into a conversation. They're immediately going to want to continue talking to you, especially if you were the one approaching them. But regardless, even if somebody approaches you and asks you and they say, oh yeah, I drive a Ninja 400, who cares if your bike has a bigger motor? Who cares if yours is the 600? Who cares if yours is the 1000? I'm sure they don't, and they're not going to be impressed by you belittling what they have. So stop making everything such a competition. Like, no one's gonna be impressed that you make them feel like shit because you're better than them. It's like, welcome them into the conversation, welcome them into the community of that culture, of that circumstance that you're partaking in. And I see this a lot in so many different things, like music for one, or studio production, or cinema, photography, script writing. All these things that I'm interested in, if I were to ever have a conversation with somebody else and they don't have the same gear that I have, they don't have the same knowledge that I have, who the hell am I to belittle their accomplishment just because they're not on the same level as me? And it's not even a comparable level. Like, why am I even comparing? Like, oh, I'm above them. There's no above and below. We're all in this game, and we all learn, and we all make mistakes, and we all have foundation that we're trying to work on within ourselves, within these mediums that we put our energy into. And yeah, I've gotten annoyed at the culture, like the competition culture that happens. Like, oh, my gear is better, my knowledge is better. And yeah, we can educate people and be like, oh, have you heard this? Oh, did you? Oh, I've heard that what you're saying is actually not necessarily true because of this and this and this. Explain it to them. That's fine. You can try to educate. We can have a conversation, but you putting somebody else down doesn't make you bigger, doesn't make you better. So if you're telling somebody that their achievement isn't equal to your achievement, you've just lost a whole possible connection. You've just lost a network that you could have had with another human, because you're trying to make yourself, you're trying to inflate your own ego by putting theirs down. We need to stop chopping down everybody else's trees. We need to start fertilizing the soil and watering our plants and other people's plants, because other people have a lot to share with us. And it's a pretty common circumstance that when you see somebody as less than you, you have stopped yourself from being able to learn anything from them. Once you have decided that somebody has nothing to teach you, you have completely halted all avenues for learning from that person. And it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter. You can learn something from a baby if you just learn how to observe properly. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Just stop ego inflating. Stop having a fat head about all these things, because to me, that's a sign of insecurity. I'm gonna let this guy go. And maybe we are insecure. And you know, a good way to get over being insecure is to be vulnerable, to be humble. Allow yourself to be wrong about shit. Allow yourself to make mistakes. And that's what I, was saying at the beginning of this video. Allow yourself to mess up a couple times and be vulnerable and be humble about it. We're all just human. So stop belittling other people because you feel inferior. Because no matter what your achievements are, there's always going to be somebody that has it better, that has better equipment, that does it better, that knows more. So if you go belittle this person, and then they feel like shit, and then they have to try to inflate their own ego by belittling another person, and then they go belittle another person, and you think you're at the top because you belittled everyone you know. Now what happens when somebody comes in and steps in and belittles you, who has more gear, who has more knowledge? It's just an endless, toxic, infinite cycle, and it doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't give you anything. So be vulnerable, be humble. Don't compare yourself to other people from above or below. Just be yourself, and try to make a community. That's literally the whole purpose of this channel, is community, family, obviously wisdom and observation and growth, and the mentality of escaping. This is a windy road. Escaping all this corporate control and brainwash. That's literally our goal. That is the goal of The Village Provides, is to escape all of this noise. I wonder if I'm going to lose service. I guess it says 5 bars. Road. I'm going to turn around. If I had the Tokyo Drift song, I would play that, but again, I buy all my music, so. And we've caught up to the Tesla. Fast and Furious! Fast and Furious! So yeah, that's a big avenue for storytelling, and honestly for just communicating a lot of our intentions on this channel is through creative storytelling in the artistic medium of cinematography, script writing, short films, obviously. I would like to write some feature-length films, but I think my intention right now is to just practice my craft and get really, really good at it, so that I can feel confident in putting effort into longer projects and sharing those. My ultimate life goal for my own personal interests outside of this channel and outside of like my overarching life goal, but like a personal goal that I would love to fulfill one day would be to write and direct movies for the big screen. And I feel like I'm on a decent pathway there. I obviously didn't go to college, so I haven't paid for film school or director school or writing school or anything like that. But I feel like there's avenues to get there that don't require film school. And maybe I could, honestly, if I start making like enough money from this channel, oh, that would be amazing. If I made enough money from this channel to start going to film school, oh, and then I could do content at film school, that would be amazing. I just have to find a way to get there, and I have to keep posting, keep doing lives, and just keep sharing my passion, my creative soul. Oh, I could do something devious here, but I don't want to. I do want to, but that might be a little... I could have. Nobody took it. There's a big gravel patch next to this stoplight, and I could have just cut in front of everybody and turned right at this gravel patch. All right. Let's see what this says. This is always dangerous to read these. I agree. Someone who knows more or has more mastery will share with others in public topics, some interests can sprout. That's true. And they might have missed. Yes, I agree. I'm sorry. I have to read the message while driving. I'm being safe. Yes, I completely agree. No matter how much knowledge you have on something, you only have your own perspective. So, allowing other people with less experience to still teach you gives you new perspective. Even if they're teaching you the exact same things you already know, it's from a different viewpoint. What was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, like making it film school. Here's the thing, I don't think film school is necessary. It would be cool. I think the biggest thing, the biggest gain, or like the biggest pro of going to film school would be the connections that you can make. So like film school. Yeah. Oh, you're reminding me. Okay. Yeah, the biggest connection, the biggest piece of going to film school would be the connections. So, and it's the same thing I'm doing with this channel. I'm literally posting and doing lives and doing this so that my brain is oriented towards the things that I care about. Film school would be that same exact thing, but I think it would be a lot more concentrated. It would be like forceful orientation. You'd have projects, you'd have assignments, and you'd be being taught, you'd be learning how to do everything that you want to do. And just paid for parking, $3.60 for 1 hour. Kind of crazy, a little whack. Who cares? Gotta put on my leather jacket. God, I have to pee so bad. Even if I don't get any film subjects or like any people who want to do pictures, even if I don't see anybody interesting, I still think it'll be a decent VOD for me to just walk around and take pictures of Portland. But I put on the jacket because it's a little cold outside. Ooh. So Rhythm bought me this little hot shoe phone mount so that I could put my phone up here while I'm using my camera. So hopefully this looks good. Hopefully it's a good angle. see if it works. Not bad. I wish I could zoom out a little bit more. It's whatever. Car is locked, and we are out on the town. Time to take some pictures. Still got about 2 hours, just under 2 hours to go till I can go hang out with Big D. Don't tell her I called her Big D, because I've always called her Little D. So if she knows that I'm calling her Big D, then she might get a big ego about that. We can't have that. I'm gonna go double check, make sure I locked my car. You know what I don't get is people who live like in apartments out on the street in Portland, and I can just walk by and see their window, see what they're doing, look at everything on their computer screen, and they don't seem to care really that much. I think that's funny. Make sure I locked my car. Yes, I did. Now time to find somewhere to pee. So yeah, I showed this at the beginning of the stream, but oh, somebody's happy with something I said. Oh yeah, I showed this at the beginning. Ooh, that's kind of a cool little angle. Where can I pee, chat? Where can a Cuddy go pee in Portland? I would love to just go on the side of the road like a homeless person. But I don't know if that's the strat. I'm sure there's porta potties, portable bathroom stations on the college campus here. Not a lot of fellas here, not a lot of folks out. I think like that's the main goal, is to capture images of interesting looking people. But what happens if there's no interesting people? I can't just go up to a random normie and ask them. Especially if they were walking around and they see me pee. If they see me pee and then I ask them if I can take their photo, they're gonna be like, no. So, there's my primary inspiration for finding porta potty. See you in 3001. It's a song that me and Casimir invented. It's Portland, literally anywhere. I'm in the college town though, and I feel like I could literally just walk in the bushes. That's so cursed. I feel like there has to be some sort of concealment, or else it's just like bold and brazen. Big back being bull. Oh, maybe Subway. I'll go into Subway and ask. Put my lens cap on so they don't think I'm filming them.